So I started on birth control when I was 14 years old. It was actually prescribed by a doctor that my mom took me to treat migraine. Then again at 18, I had a really large ovarian cyst that grew to the point of needing to be removed, and the doctor prescribed birth control again at that time to help have normal periods so that I wouldn't have ovarian cysts anymore. So then I wound up being on birth control for the next 20 plus years. Obviously, except for the times that Dustin and I decided to have our 4 kiddos. Around that, all the time I was on birth control. But last year, I made the decision to get off of birth control completely. Dustin had had a vasectomy, and I just really didn't want to be on birth control any longer, despite my fear of having more kids. 4 was enough, and I didn't want to have any more, so I had a lot of anxiety about it. But I knew that I really didn't want to be on it anymore. I wanted to have control over my own body. It was really scary. It's a very scary thing to get off of this medication that you've been told is good for you all these years. But as I got off of it and I started having normal reactions to it, I realized that I didn't know my body as well as I thought I did. And there was a lot of relearning that I had to do. I did a lot of research before making this decision, and I started to learn how being on synthetic birth control was really keeping my body from allowing me to experience proper sex hormone modulation, understanding my emotions, and really just not understanding my hormones and how that was affecting my body. And I had basically been letting birth control run the show for about 25 years. And this is crazy to me because hormones are at the root of like everything we do. And so the more I started to learn about it, the more I wanted to get off of it. Anyway, so I wanted to share this process with you because I have a feeling that a lot of you might be in the same position as me. And I didn't really see a lot of information out there for women who had been on birth control for so long that decided to get off of it, who also had 4 kids and who did weightlifting and who had all this life experience on birth control. So hopefully this video helps you a little bit. I also wanted to share a cool app that I found. It's called Clue app. They're not paying me to do this. They don't even know I'm making this video, but I wanted to share it because I thought it was a pretty good one, and it's free, which is awesome. But it allows me to track my menstrual cycles and allows me to understand when the next one's coming up, and really has given me a way to see, okay, was it irregular? Was it regular? How is everything going? And am I pretty much getting back onto a regular cycle? It's also really helpful to understand my own hormones, and it tells me this might be the time that you're fertile, which means ovulation, which might mean that my body is acting in certain ways. Or at other times during the month when I am just super ornery and I can't listen to the kids talk one more second, it helps me understand, oh, that's because I'm about to have my period. That's premenstrual stuff. And so I understand it, and it allows me to kind of take a second and recognize it's my hormones that are doing that, overcome that, and move forward. It allows you to just be more in control rather than reactionary. Another thing it taught me was I get super hungry the day before my period, like ravenously hungry. Like I can't eat enough to ever feel full, and I'm starving the whole day. And I didn't really put that all together until I started tracking everything. Shocking, I know I like tracking things with macros and all of that, but the Clue app is a good option if you're looking for an app to track that as well. Speaking of tracking and all of that in my period, I gain about 2 pounds when I'm on my period. And after that, I lose about 2.5 pounds. And so before, I used to go freaking mad that I would all of a sudden gain a bunch of weight, and I would feel gross because you're periody. You don't feel good about yourself at that time frame. It's not the funnest time frame in the world. And so I'd have all this extra weight and I'd feel gross, and I'd be like, man, and it would throw me off track, and I'd start eating because I was hungry. But now I understand this too shall pass. It'll get through this, and then I'll actually lose weight at the end of it, which is a nice payoff at the end. So I just need to be patient, and that's part of this whole process. And it's really helped me because I kind of like understanding my body more, and I feel so much more in control of it. And basically the way I see it is the more data, in my opinion, the better. The more it helps you understand, the more it helps you predict, the more it helps you just track progress. And it shows you that each day in itself is not the end of the world. It's all part of this larger journey. And so I wanted to share this information with you because I've been finding this strategy of understanding my menstrual cycle as a really good way of getting to know my own body. And I thought you guys might be interested in learning about this strategy for yourself as well if you're not already doing it. Who knows? I might be late to this get off the pill party, but I wanted to just kind of share this information because I think that there isn't that much information out there about what it's like to get off of birth control. I think there's a lot of pressure on us to be on birth control and to have this regulated thing and to be safe. And so hopefully this kind of hits with you as well. If you're looking to get off the pill and you're kind of trying to understand should you get started or not, I read a good book that I would recommend. It's called Beyond the Pill. It's written by Dr. Jolene Brighten. And it's a good book, I think, because it kind of gets you starting to think about what would life be like off of the pill. And it really makes you question why you've been on the pill for so long. Obviously, this isn't the right choice for everybody. I'm not advocating that nobody takes birth control. But for me, at this stage in my life, I'm happy that I've gotten off of it, and it might be the right fit for you. I would recommend speaking with your partner or your doctor about it and really giving it a lot of consideration. I considered this for 6 months to a year before I decided to get off of it. But let me know if you have any questions I can answer below. I'm happy to help with what information I do have. And I think this topic is kind of uncomfortable for people to talk about, though there's so many women out there that are dealing with it. So hopefully this is a safe space for you and you can share that information below, and I'm happy to answer any questions or direct you into where I think might be a good place to find that information. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video.